All right, welcome everyone and good morning. How are you? Hope you are doing well. So we are back here in the character room, and today is the 23rd of October, 7 days to go. And it's a Thursday. I think the weather is cool. We are ready to take off everything that we have planned for today. We hope it goes well. Welcome once again. We still talking about rising above the character crisis in Nigeria. We've gone through the journey, we've talked about the problems, but now we are trying to find solution. But we are going to take it a little bit, another perspective to it this morning. And it's going to be an interesting conversation. And I would appreciate that lots of people, share insights. We're going to start with a question. Because this morning is just us trying to understand how we can create a new Nigeria, a new Africa. And for us to do that, we need to break the old cycles. So there are lots of things that we inherited from our parents, and some of them are no longer serving us well. So we need to break the patterns. So that's what we're going to do today. And the topic is how the new generation can break old patterns. So remember, we always talk about when you know better, you do better. And for you to do better, you need to stop doing something. And for you to actually do better, or either ways improve on what you've been doing before. But should be a shift, there should be a change. And sometimes it's just breaking that old patterns. But you have to know the patterns. That's how things work. If you don't know where rain start beating you, don't know where it stops. So you need to know what are the patterns that have been inherited from anybody, from family, from the culture, from the society, that is not serving us currently in Nigeria, whether serving our children or the children that we are, children of our children who are yet to be born. All of them, what can we do differently? So we already know that every generation inherits something. It could be systems, it could be traditions, it could also be mindsets, it could be dogma, religious practices. But only courageous generation chooses what to keep and what to throw away. Some say, oh, this is okay, we'll keep it. Some will say, oh no, this is not serving us well, we'll discard it. So we are going to have that conversation, and I need us to actually think through some of these things and share from a place of experience or what you're thinking we should do better. So the first question I have for us to start this conversation, you can share in the chat or you can unmute, but please let's keep to time, like just 1 minute so that other people can share. Is one old habit or mindset we Nigerians or Africans need to unlearn today? If there is one habit or one mindset, tradition, whatever it is, in line with what we are talking about, the corrupt practices in Nigeria or in Africa, or the character crisis in Africa, what is that one habit or mindset or tradition or custom that we need to unlearn now? Any insights coming? I'm going to the chat. What are those mindsets? For us to change something, we need to name that thing. We need to label it. We need to understand what it is. You can only change what you know. So what are those things that they are habits that we formed knowingly or unknowingly that we intentionally need to start working around right about now. We need to start on that journey. Olubimi, please go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I think that we need to de-emphasize things around what part of the country we're from. I think that it is decisive. A few days ago, I was speaking with somebody, and then the person says, "What part of the country are you from?" I'm like, does that really matter? It doesn't matter. And the person goes, no, you have to be proud of where you're from. You have to be, it's patriotic to proudly declare where you're from and all that. And I said to the person, you're only asking me this question because I am Nigerian. What if I had said to you, I'm from Venezuela or any other part of the world? You're not likely to ask that question. So for me, what I could see is it was unconscious. It wasn't intended to offend. It was just like part of the conversation. Hey, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? But you see, where are you from is a way of, categorizing people. It's a way of assuming that this person is going to behave in this certain way. And so, I would prepare myself by behaving in a certain way. I think that that question around where are you from, what states do you come from, what local government are you from, I think it's decisive. I think that it reinforces prejudices that we have, and it's something that we may need to de-emphasize as a society. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's very apt. I never thought about it from that perspective, but that's a good point to note. Mr. Tunde, go ahead.
I'm taking it from where um
Your half caste sister.
my half-caste friend stroke the money woman stopped. There is a statement I always put forward to, let me show my face. There's a statement I always put forward to people. I got that statement from a film I watched years back, Thunderbolts. It says, a man is a man and a race a race. From the way Miss Flora talks, I didn't need to ask her where she's from. From Agnes's name, I'm not sure that we've spoken about that, even if we have. I knew that she's from the East and she's married to my brother. I am married to an Edo woman. And I think that this issue of tribal cards just add to the mischievousness nature in most of us in this part of the world. I mean, I've had people from the East. I know a man, in fact, who is from the East. He is still one of my best friends. And I've had somebody from the East who treated me in a very nasty way. Also, I have had people from the western part of the country where I am who treated me terribly. As a matter of fact, my own blood people, if I spoke about my family sometimes ago here, and Mr. Lambite asked about the roles of my uncles. They treated me very terribly. Not only me, they treated my siblings, myself, and my mother very terribly. Did they behave terribly because they are from another part of the world? So what I'm trying to say is that a man is a man and a race is a race. You can see somebody from America who is a rogue, and they are criminals from that climb. So this is just one stupid thing that people do. And the reason we do them is because of this problem of the fact that a lot of us are always all about what's in it for me. Or the other question that is very silent is that when we meet people, you're already looking at the card to play to manipulate them. Another very terrible one is that you're somewhere and you're very upfront about, I'm a pastor. If you meet anybody and the first thing, and one of the first things the person is telling you is, I'm a pastor, it's likely that that guy is a crook, is a rogue, is a criminal that is trying to deprive you of your hard-earned money. Run for your life. In Yorubas, a songwriter says, "Sa sala for me, manche way." It's nonsense. It's executive rubbish. So we should stop all these things that we do. And I, for one, I don't take those things kindly. Once I get there, I say there are so many pastors that are just the way they use the knowledge of their Bible is the same way somebody uses his knife or somebody uses his gun to dispossess people of their possessions. And those things are just things that we just need to take we need to face straight. So what have I said? I said a man is a man, a race, a race. When everybody from anywhere, okay, people will talk about the Igbo and they say they love money. But I mean, look at what they have done anywhere they are. There are people who will turn nothing to something. There are people who will get somewhere and they will build their wealth. There are people who have done so well for themselves. Why have you not seen that? Why are you talking about? I mean, is nonsense. And the more I talk about it, the more I get upset about the whole thing. But we should go out and understand that a man is a man, a race is a race. There are criminals in America, there are criminals in the UK, so there are criminals everywhere. Politicians, even in those climes, should cheat. So we should just face the face. We should just call. Okay, let me close with this. Let's call a spade and not an agricultural implement. Thank you.
This is Tunde, please stop making me laugh. It's too early, and then let me tell you, I have 3 sessions today. I'm already having a headache. Yay! Okay. It's not what you are saying is right. It's just that the way you are just saying it and making me laugh. But I like that perspective.
Flora, I shouldn't make you laugh. Should I make you cry? I reject it in Jesus' name. I will always make you laugh. Be laughing. Oh yeah, be laughing, be laughing, be laughing, be laughing, be laughing. Keep laughing. Laugh more.
Somebody please unmute Mr. Tunde. Okay. So thanks for sharing. I like the way you put this. Some of these things we know them. It's just that we want to, I don't even know. We want to remove the humanness in people and categorize and term them something. So first of all, even that person is a human first. So let's treat that person as a human. And then before you start categorizing, because the categories that you want to even start with, those people did not come with it. Some of these things are maybe where they are born or things that they decide to associate with. So I hear what we are sharing. Let's treat people as human first, and then we can continue. My entourage are here. they are everywhere. Say hi. Come on, say hi. Okay, Ruth, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Character Champion. So, when my mom died, I was about 5 months pregnant. And that was in 2023. And people, when they got to know that I was pregnant, they said, no. You don't have to go to the village. Oh. You don't have to carry up. Any woman that is pregnant should not go where they are burying somebody. This is my mom. How would you say I should not go where she's being buried? And she was not sick. I did not see her. She was traveling. We only spoke on phone. Last I spoke to her was about 4:15, and the report I got was she died by 5 p.m. that same day. I was on the phone with her all through, like my instincts were just drawing me to call her. And I just got the news 2 days later or the next day that my mom had died. How? What happened? Was it an accident? And you say I should not go to the burial. And I'm the first child and the first daughter. How do you expect me to conceive that experience? It became like a tug of war. You say, no, the baby in the womb. My mom had to come to me in the dream and said, I will go. And she gave me some instructions. And I told her, see what my mom has said. I'm going. You cannot stop me. I can't be here. You told me she died. I'll still be here. You start explaining how she was. No. That pattern, I broke it. Number 2, the way they bury people. Somebody died. The family is bereaved. And you are taxing them. And you kill a cow. You need to give us befitting burial. And the Umwada, when they come, they'll drink tea. Holy Spirit. And we'll cook food. Are you happy that I lost a loved one? And I told them, even my dad even stood against it. He said, see, my faith and what I believe in, I won't partake in this. I'm burying my wife. Even you all are just crying more than you believed. I lost my wife and you are helping me to cry. You don't tell me how to bury her. It was like a tug of war. And that day, immediately she was lowered to the ground. The DJ was, blasting me. My dad went to meet him saying, well, but you know that thing, put it off. Put it off, everybody to your house. My wife has been buried. You don't have any. The way he acted that day, I was smiling inside, I was crying, and that one too was also broken. And I am of the school of thought that when I am in a place, I watch what is going on, how have people been acting, or what are the laws in this organization or in this family, and how has it benefited people that are here. When I take that data and I compare, I see this thing is not really working, I push to either break it. In my family, I'm the person that always says, no, this thing is not working. My dad is a writer, he's an author. He has books that are being used in some schools. And then he's of the school of thought that book is really not lucrative, and that he just puts money. I told him book is lucrative. Oh. Being an author in Nigeria is a good man. He said, posting on Facebook, you have to do marketing. I told him, your school of thought is really, really not working. Allow me to show you how it works. He was surprised when I told him I'm launching my book, and I showed him books I have. He was just looking. I told him there are patterns, that you may think you have adopted, or strategies you are using that you think is working, but it's really not working, because we, the younger generation, we are making research, we are coming up with lots of results. I would have to stop here because of time, because there are a lot of patterns that, especially from my end. I am on a war zone, to break them.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Lots of insights there. Olubumi said in the chat, tradition is peer pressure from the dead, from our ancestors. Well, it has something to do with that as well. Mr. Tunde, you raised your hand. I want to believe you want to share from what Tunde said. Please go ahead.
Yes, Ruth, please help me tell your daddy that you shared a story somewhere, and he has a friend he may never meet, that I'm very proud of him. God will bless him and prolong his life in Jesus' name. Then secondly, I also needed to tell you, I've been intimidated. How can Ruth have written 8 books when I am still struggling with 3? So I now realize that it is genetics. It is not as if that it is genetics. That trait. What I just said. So what I just said now, what I just said now is one thing also we do, whether intentionally or not intentionally, to discredit or to explain away what people have worked for. She has written a book. It's not because the father is an author. So what else would she have done? So those things, that is also one thing. So let me begin to mention 1 or 2 traditions that immediately I knew them, I already broke them. This very funny thing, I'm a Westerner, and my people like to do, I'm an Ijebu man, I'm an Ijebian, if I want to put it in English. My people they do something. When, for example, my elder brother is having a social function, if the social function is on Saturday, they will have expected my wife to be there from maybe Wednesday or Thursday to come and do what they call Iyawole. I'm married to a woman from Benin, and immediately I married, I told her, this and this and this is what they do. If I see you there. And also, even before I got to that point, everybody in my family knew. He's a pastor. There are things that I will never, they know I will never do. So there is this problem also of the end justifies the means. Where did you hear that from? Who says that? That it is about how much you have in life. So I take an exception to that. And I've lived my life for so long telling people it's not about how much you have. How you make what you have, how you achieve the life you got is as important as what you have also at the end of the day. I was still talking to somebody a couple of days ago. Was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. No, I think it was yesterday. Myself and the manager in the office went out to do a lot of procurement. So we had plenty hours together and we're having conversations. You know, there's this way we live. Of course, I lived like that, where Christians believe that one day my miracle will come. One day I will get financial prosperity. It is heretic. Where people also believe that once I tithe, it is a sure way to financial prosperity. Who told you? Those things are heresy. To become rich, you need to understand how to make money. You need to understand how to keep money. You need to understand the principle of financial intelligence. You need to understand the principle of delayed gratification. You need to understand the principle of the compound effect. That is what gives wealth. And not just you thinking that immediately you are a Christian or immediately you are a Muslim or immediately you are religious, automatically you have become rich. And a lot of people are still living in that space and they are living in abject poverty. And as much as I know, when I meet people, especially Christians, because that's what I understand, I say to them, the fact that you are holy is not an assurance that you will be rich. I always told people that anointing without money is annoyance. So many people are,
I
they
hear
are
you,
living,
Pastor. Thank
a lot
you.
of people are living in annoyance and they think they are living in anointing. So we should understand that it is about your fruit. It's about what you put into this life. So any life you want, you have to live for it. It is not automatic. The fact that you are born into a rich home is not an assurance that you become rich if you don't learn the principles of riches. So whatever you want in your life, you need to also understand the principles and you need to understand it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hallelujah. That's the word.
I'm going to send some people out of this room today. I've seen it.
If it's not like I'm making us to make
I've seen it. I'm going to send some people out. We are talking about serious things here. All right, Vivian, please be on mute. Agnes, please go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. So I just thought to mention something that happened to my family when my dad passed. And I wanted to link it to what Mrs. Ruth spoke about when her mom passed as well. So me, I'm originally from the East, but then my parents, relocated to Jos. So that's where they gave it to all of us, all my siblings. So, and then my dad had this rule of us not traveling to the East. We never got to know why until he passed. He just did not want us. Like, he would tell us that, who are we going to look for there? We are his only family and we should just focus on it. And we would see a lot of pain in his eyes when he's saying those things, and we're like, okay, no problem. I mean, so I grew up not knowing a lot of, my other maybe nieces, nephews, all those things. And I realized that it's a very big family. But then after he retired, he decided to go back to the East because he was getting, old and all that. So they went to the East, and then I was already in the university with my siblings. So we were still in school in the hostel. So they traveled, and not quite very long, my dad passed. So when he passed, there was just a lot of force because then it was just my mom that was in the East, right? It was really painful for us because we didn't get to really, see him. It was very brief illness. We didn't get to meet with him before he passed. And with all that shock, it happened in during the COVID. So with all that shenanigan happening, so at that time they told us that we needed to start bringing, they've shared that certain amount of money, that we're supposed to bring, we're supposed to kill cow, we are supposed to, do all those things. And imagine that we're in school, we're students. How are we supposed to start bringing all that money? And, from what my mom was saying, she was like, we should not put that to shame, that kind of thing. Like, it was a tradition, and they were not even going to bend it because of us. And one of the reasons was because we probably were not coming to the East that often. So there were a lot of things piling up, those kind of things. So in my mind, in school, I was like, what kind of tradition is this? Because I remember my brother, our firstborn, had to go and borrow money from his workplace. That time he had just left school, so he started working in a particular place. So he got into a huge debt, so he could, just salvage some amount of money and then just give it to them, so that maybe they'll reduce whatever it is that is supposed to be done. Because we tried to push and push and push, but they're not going to budge. So my elder brother at that time now went and borrowed money, and I think he's still paying for that. It's like 5 years after COVID. He's still paying that money. Like, any single time we speak, he's still telling me that he's still paying that debt that he collected for our father's burial. And I just see how, I don't know, but I just feel that I should bring it here. See that Mrs. Ruth spoke about, traditions and questioning status quo. In cases like that, how do you want to start? To say, okay, you are questioning. It's not like we had anybody to speak for us. We're all in school, and my mom, seeing she's a widow, someone that just lost her, husband, and all that. And there's still this thing in the East that as a woman, you don't really have much say like that, especially from our side. You need men to really stand for you, all those kind of things. In those cases, and in traditions like this, how do you want to even start? Where do you want to start from? Let me stop here. Thank you.
Lots of conversations. Lots of people. Okay, so a lot of things being said. Some of them are traditions, and the thing is, at every point in time, we keep asking questions. Why are these things like this? And the more we leave it, it becomes like pattern. So these days in the country, when your sibling or your family member dies, the grief sometimes is not necessarily around the dead. It's around how much you're going to spend, or what you're going to do. It puts a lot of pressure on people. Some people will even go and do bad things, unethical things, corrupt things, just because of the burial and every other thing that's associated with it. So it's just how life, I don't know, but it just, at every point in time, how are we trying to break this pattern based on what works? I don't know how. And even the one that if he has to, there are things that when we look at it, okay, it works. But if he leads us to do unethical things, if he leads us to do bad things, and we have to go and go above and beyond just to please a certain set of people, it becomes another issue. I remember one time that there was this conversation going around, relationships, marriage, whether if you don't attend people's marriage and burial, they will not attend yours, all those things. And you see some people, when they will have up to 50 or 100 Ashwebi people or wherever, and then it puts a lot of pressure on people. Like, how do we reduce such pressures? Anyway, those things are traditions, and anyone we can break, please, let's go ahead and break them. But let's come back to, when we talk about character crisis, what are other things that has become issues we need to start thinking about? And while we are just talking about those patterns that we need to those patterns that we need to break, we also need to start asking ourselves, where did all these things come from? Because for you to actually break those patterns, you need to know where you're coming from. And so you start working towards it. So all other things that coming up, with your hand is up.
Yes, ma'am. So I have a question. So when my mom died, I had people who reached out and friends who supported, some who came to sleep over and all of that. And then there were some who didn't even reach out at all. So, and then out of those people that didn't reach out, this year, her mom died. I'm not happy that her mom died, but her mom died. And the next thing I saw myself was in a WhatsApp group, committee of friends. And I was like, why you go put me inside a committee of friends? I reached out to her and I sympathized with her, but I did not go to visit her. And I did not go to visit her because for me, I said, did you come to visit me during my own time? But on a second thought, I was trying to break that. Why would I pay aura for aura? And when I reached out to her, I said, are you around? I would like to come and see you. She said no, that they are their family house. And to cut the long story short, I did not contribute. So my question now is, that one is a pattern, right? How, what do you advise? Is it a good pattern or a bad pattern? That's my
Who has
question.
an answer
Then,
to that question? Well, what I
and
will say
then I
is,
have another question.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll now.
So when I was growing up, I didn't know my cousins. We were not introduced to any one of them. So I started asking questions. Now, why I started asking myself questions. I started studying my dad. We hardly go to the village. We hardly travel and all of that. We were kind of secluded the way we grew up, and it became a burden to me. I said no. When my mom will be charging her phone, I go to her phone and copy numbers. I copy my cousin's number. The way she stored them, I copy their numbers. I was not able to get through my dad's phone because his phone was always on lock. He hardly keeps his phone anyhow. So I got the few numbers I got from my mom. So I started reaching out to them, both my paternal cousins and my. I started establishing that relationship with them. And when I was to get married, one of the criteria they said was, my mom do not always come to the village. She's not in the Umuada and all of that. Yes. But somehow, I had already paved my way. I often send gifts to my uncle and to my cousins. I didn't know those things were kind of paving way for me. And when I told them I was getting married, and the circumstances that was surrounding my getting married, because I was not getting married according to, the dictates of my father. He doesn't want me to get married to that person. He wants me to get married from the church. And because I was also breaking that pattern, it brought some kind of strife. Is it strife or strife? So my uncles, they went far and beyond for me. They broke protocols for my sake. They were asking me, what do you want? And according to them, I got to know that I am the first person who is getting married legally in the family. The first canopy they will be erecting in that compound. My cousins who were in Abuja, who had never come home for a very long, they all came home because they said, if you have broken this, anything, because all my cousins from my paternal side, they get pregnant. And I started asking these questions earlier. I started asking myself questions, what is wrong? Ruth you are going to break this. And that was when I had that experience of attempted rape. I started asking questions and no, if I don't take care, if I don't take caution, I would end up the same way. But I didn't get this information from my parents, right? So what am I trying to say? We need to, there are patterns in our family, and you may be struggling and you don't know what is happening. Because even as a young girl, people who were coming to me then were married men. I said, this thing is not normal. Where are the young blooded guys? Is it that I'm not so beautiful for them to reach out to? Why are married men coming? I started asking questions. I started praying against it and it stopped, right? So there are a lot of things, even from the family, that may be hindering you from moving, from attempting bigger things, and you don't know what is happening. And because we are religiously religious, we forget that there are things that need to be broken. Let me stop like that. Please answer my first question.
So for the first question, this is what I will say. When something is, or when someone is doing something, or when someone is bereaved and you have something to offer or give, you give. Being added to, some people add you to WhatsApp group to make things easier. For me, I wouldn't take offense in that, but doesn't mean I would contribute. If it touches me to do so, I'll do so. It's not a WhatsApp group that will make me contribute. And I will not like exit from the WhatsApp group immediately. I will know what's happening. I will reach out to the person. Because the thing is, it's not about the person, it's also you doing what you need to do. Because my mother will always say, I don't know how to say it in, let me say it in Igbo first. As in, would the dead bury itself, himself or herself? So it's the living that will actually bury the dead, or even sympathize with the bereaved. So reaching out to people or having people reach out to you, and one of the things I shared with my students yesterday when we were talking about reciprocating love and all that, we were talking about self-esteem and confidence. I was clear to say, when you do those things, you are not asking for them in return. It's not compulsory people will do the same thing for you. Even when your father dies and nobody reaches out, doesn't stop you from doing the right thing that you will do when someone else dies. It's not for them, it's you doing the right thing. It's not like, I think us getting to a point where we don't need to return favors. We just need to do things for the sake of doing it. That's the kind of lifestyle that I'm trying to like live. It's not for those people, it's just for me. The same way I keep telling people, you don't respect people because they earn it. You respect people because you need to respect them. Is what you are called to do, to respect people. Whether they are returning the respect, whether they are not returning it, that's not the problem. The same thing with love, family love, with relationship love, or whatever. Anybody that's required that you need to do those things for, you do them for, not for their sake, and not for the fact that they will do it when it's your turn. If it's just like that, I wouldn't even bother, because I'm someone who doesn't like ceremonies. I don't like going out for anything. So I will always jokingly tell people, the day I will get married to the morning mass, I'll just go and come back and go to work that day. Something joking, because that's my pattern. It doesn't mean that when somebody reaches out to me to say I'm getting married, I will not contribute, or I'm bereaved. If I have something, I wouldn't give. So what I'm sharing is us getting to a point where we don't have to return favors. We just have to do what we need to do, because we are human and we are on earth. And so supporting one another, supporting families, when they are going to do what you can. Nobody is going to tie anything around your neck to say you must give me this. Personally, for me, I don't like Oshobis, and so I may not pay for the Ashobi, but I can give you money that is even more than that Ashobi. But I don't just like those uniform things that people wear, and except you give it to me, I'll keep it somewhere. When I'm ready, I'll sew it and wear anytime. So it depends on what you want. But would I support or would I do things? I will. So and let it not be in return of favors. Let it just be that you want to do something and it is the right thing to do. Okay. I want us to go a bit like taking off the whole family thing and talk about corruption. What are the patterns that we need to break in terms of corrupt practices in Nigeria? What are the things that we should stop doing? What are those things we should stop saying? Just to help with the corrupt practices in Africa and in Nigeria. Any thoughts? Mr. Tunde, go ahead. Please let other people contribute to it. It's not just a few people in the house. Let other people contribute. Mr. Tunde, go ahead.
Let us allow other people. I decline.
No, go ahead while they are thinking. Share what you have, while they are thinking.
Okay, in terms of breaking
Mr. Alabinte is here.
The golden voice from Port Harcourt, aka Baba Abeji. Welcome.
I
morning,
miss
everyone.
you. I asked of you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, Vivian and others have also tried to reach out to me. It is not easy giving birth to a child, not to even talk of two. So it's been sleepless nights all the while, trying to help to assist in taking care of them. But thanks all for your care and concern.
This your voice is not golden this morning. It's very subtle and a bit sonorous. What's
Wamugo voice.
We are Omugo voice. Okay, we have to do this Omugo very well. Well done, Mr. Labite.
Thank you very much. Is it because they are very tender, and so you have to just be up and about, assist them to feed, to take their drugs and all that. Today I also narrowly missed, but I said whatever it is, at least let me show up. So,
Thank you so much for being
every 3 hours of feeding and intermittently changing of diapers and things like that. But it's fine. We give God all the glory.
Thank you. Mr. Tunde, so sorry we cut you off. Please go ahead.
No, it's okay. So, Mr. Alabinte, it's good. You can feed those children, but this caveat, don't breastfeed them. You can change their diapers, you can do everything. Don't mistakenly breastfeed them out of overcare. It can be very dangerous. But congratulations once again. So back to what we're talking about. Okay. So for me, I had always said something that
Please,
we should
I'm not sure I got that part. I got distracted by this student. Because
which part?
I think you were addressing my question.
No, I've just started. No, Miss Flora had attended to your question, so I'm not saying anything about what she has said.
Okay.
So we're talking about how some things we could do to stop some entrenched corruptions in our midst. So for me, okay, When I came into the business world, there were things that I met and I told myself I wouldn't do them. For instance, when people want to get jobs from companies, they will now go and register 3, 4 letter-headed paper. And there are people inside there. So they will give 3, 4 quotations in different companies' names. So the particular company that they want will be the lowest. And their friends in there would help them throw under the table every other quotation that would come. I saw those things and I told myself straight, no matter how much that practice could fetch me, I never patronized it and I didn't do it till today. There was also another one. Before you are given a project, you would negotiate. So you will tell them how much you want. They will now tell you this is how much you will write. And at the end of the day, you'll be given one account number to go and pay into. I never did any of those such things. I said something earlier because I know that in the civil servants, everything goes. I told myself that I don't even want to be there at all. So I never went there. So in the place where I grew up in the spiritual circles, there were corruptions people are involved in, and they will come and say they are breakthrough. I said it here sometimes ago that people will see another person's money in their account and they will go and be giving testimony that is miracle alert. It's not miracle alert. It's some you should go to the bank and declare that a particular amount was mistakenly sent into your account, and you return the money back to the person who owns the money.
Hey.
You return the money back to the person who owns the money. It's not a miracle alert. Some things that we call miracle and magic, and I've mentioned one of them. So there are some of these things. Okay, there is another one that I remember. In this part of, okay, this one, okay, let me not go there again because it's almost like going back into tradition. So these few ones are the things that I have seen that I choose not to do. And for anyone who cares to listen to me, I also say to them that those things they are practices that we must never encourage. They are not blessings. If I get a job from somewhere and I think like I feel like saying a thank you, at the end of the day, after the job, I can go back. As a matter of fact, I have a very good example, Faith Foundation. You can't even go back there and give anybody money. You cannot. You go back and say you want to give somebody money to say thank you. You are implicating yourself. I did it once and I was called and I said they don't do those kind of a thing. I felt so ashamed. Yeah, I didn't pad budget too. Nobody padded budget, but yeah, I did a job and I felt that some people have been there and I gave them some money. The money was returned back to me. So, and these ethics are such that I am actually learning again and again at Faith Foundation community. And we just realize that those things, it is meritocracy. And also in my office, the people who work with me know, even if you are the closest person to me, if I like you the most and you don't deliver on your work, so when we are not working, I might like you and I might gist with you. And when you don't do the right thing, you can't get promoted because you are a lady or because you are somebody that I like. It has to be meritocracy. So all the small things. And on a final note, between my children, my son and my daughter, you know, because of their upbringing, there's a particular one of them that I'm supposed to have been, you know, biased about, that should have been my preferred. But I ensure that I balance things between them. And I always have conversations with them. Who do you think I love most, even individually? And they tell me that they don't know. And for me, I think that is something that, because that's also one issue that parents need to, there are corruptions among the way we handle our children. Maybe because one of them is always doing better in school, and that one is the one you will share, you would run, you would buy everything. You must ensure that you are fair with them. So let me stop here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like that we are coming out to talk about those things, especially in the place of work, especially we are dealing with people, our businesses as well. Any other insights? Someone, I saw something in the chat concerning, Chinasa said, giving jobs to people because you know them, not because they are qualified. That's a little corruption that that is looked down on. It's not even a little corruption. A grievous one. I don't even know how to say it. You just, I know in this country, sometimes we ask the question, can anything be on merit? Everything is, you have to think about your family, think about your cousin, think about your generations and everything. I know that I was working somewhere, and I remember sharing with some of my team members that I have a family that my father's business is printing and publishing. So it doesn't mean that I cannot go and send some of our work to him to go and print. That's his job, and he has a big one in there anyway. So, well, you can do that. You can carry the office work to your family members. That's the least that you can't even do it. It doesn't make sense, except they bid for it and you don't have anything to do with it. So sometimes you just have to find a way not to get yourself. I remember my CEO at the time. We print t-shirts. Her brother, it's owns one of the biggest district in Lagos, where they print t-shirts, even branded t-shirts, all those big brands. But never for a day that she said, okay, let's go there and print, or let's give the contract to my brother. So it's also being cultured and disciplined. All these little things that we're talking about. Allow processes to happen before you do some of these things. Binta, your hand is up. Go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, ma. Good morning, character champions. So this discussion tonight made me reflected on some things that happened when I finished from LASU. So it happens that, okay, before while we were still in school, they say, okay, for everyone that finished with first class, it happens to be an automatic employment. That was the plan. And yes, our VC then had the mind of doing that, not until when COVID came in and disrupted everything. Even they've already given us the invitation for the dinner for when the event will happen, and they will connect us with different organizations and reinstate us back to act as assistant lecturer in LASU. So, but COVID-19 came, our VC need to leave the office, and so many other things disrupted the plan. It didn't happen. All right. So moving forward, the first job I saw online, I applied when I was called for the interview. It happens to be Lagos International Muslim School in Lagos there. So I applied. So I went for the interview, the written interview, where like 45 persons that came, 45 or more, for just one offer, one post, economics teacher. Some persons with masters, things like that. Every time I was like, wow, just this one job. This is the life they say after school. Life still continues. So now I applied, I did the interview. Later, I was shortlisted for the oral interview. I went for the micro teaching and all of that. Later, I was shortlisted again to meet the board of directors, and we had another physical interview with them. And at the end of the day, I got the job. So now, when I went for my documentation and the stuff, the first question she asked me was, who brought me in? As in, who did I know? So I was flabbergasted. I was like, who did I know? Okay. So she's now said, she now expressed herself better in Yoruba that, with all honesty, I don't know anybody. The only thing I know is that I saw the application online and I applied and I followed the right process, and I'm here today. She now brought out my script there, and I said, hey, with even this mark, you are still asking me, who did I know? This one is not even about who I know. It's just about giving me the job because they believe, yes, I will do the best for them. So now moving on, when I started the job, sincerely speaking, then I have not even done my NYSC. That was the first job I got after my graduation. So they were not like, Binta, please, we want to retain you so that you will serve here. But life happens. I got married, so I had to leave. They still insisted that they don't mind. Maybe even that job, they gave me free accommodation. They even mentioned that they will give me free feeding. But me, I'm the kind of person that I always love to pamper myself. Let me cook my food the way I want it. So I did not accept the offer. I tell them no, I'll cook my food myself. They gave me free accommodation, free everything, free. But what I want to bring out from this discussion is the fact that our mindset, as in the pattern of this is how things is. You will just need to do mago, or you will just have to put a K-leg to things before the right thing happen. It's not a very good thing for us to do. If we are around people that are doing that, let's try as much as possible to caution them, because the truth of the matter is, the change can only happen when we are the change ourselves. I do tell people, see, no shortcut. Just go steady, just go steady and do what is right. Once you do what is right, you will, even if you get it backyardly, at the end of the day, it might not stay longer. Do you understand? So the best thing is just be patient and follow protocols. When we follow protocols, we will get it. I remembered, it seems I once mentioned I went for an event at Lagos recently. So the organizers, they were like, you are in this all because of two things. Number one, you are intelligent. Number two, you know person for this Lagos. And I was like, I saw the applications online, I applied, and I'm here today. Do you understand? It's just like a flag up program for startup entrepreneurs. It was being sponsored by the commissioner and the like. So I felt in everything we do, let's just build ourselves to be the best. Even if they want to select out of 100, even if they want to select just one person, at least your capability will fit you in that regard, and you don't need to even stress yourself too much to get it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. And even if you did not get it, it's not a crime. Sometimes you don't need an opportunity because there's something else, or where you are is still okay. It's not every time that when you don't get something, it means that things did not favor you. It means that there's another opportunity that is hovering around you, or that you may need to tweak up something and still do that thing. So at every point in time, have the mindset that you are winning. Whatever happens, it happens for you. And there's an opportunity around that for you. Madam Grace hand is up. Mr. Alabinte is up. Please, quickly, let's round off. Mr. Alabinte, go ahead. After you, Mrs. Grace, please. Small.
Okay, so good morning. I've already said that this time is up, so I'm just going to make it very snappy. We all are parents, and I believe that everybody that has continued and continue to stay in character room is a person of character and integrity. Corruption is very pervasive in the educational sector, and I think a lot of us are attested to that. And a couple of times, insider dealings are also part of the things that makes corruption to be entrenched. Like Tunde Alilo has already alluded to that, insider dealings. So if you go to the banks, sometimes bankers will like to loan you money as if the money is their own, and you give them an updated check. It has happened to me before. Sometimes, 15 years ago, when I was in dire need, somebody just said, I'll go and meet this person in the bank. And I thought it was an official something, only for him to say, oh no, you need to all you needed to do was just to bring an updated check with the interest. And they just went in and brought the money, and I went and used it to solve my problem at that instant. But at the end of the day, did I deprive somebody? Maybe yes, maybe no. Now, back to the educational sector. I once had a stint with a University of Port Harcourt, and in a particular department, there was one lecturer. He had I think at that time he had a doctorate degree. So what he was doing was to grade the marks according to how you relate with him, especially the females. So a kiss gives you a score. A touch of breast gives you a score. And then the other one, the man and woman relationship, gives you an A. And he continued until he got to the ears of a lot of students, and then eventually he got disciplined. So as parents, we must try to discourage our children from or participating in acts that will erode the very morals of the society. Thank you. There is no time again. Back to you, Flora.
Thank you for sharing. Well, let me not say anything, but thanks for bringing that up. Lots of things happening in the society, in our schools, but everywhere we are, let's keep talking about character. Hopefully, people will hear. Madam Grace, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. There's no time on our side now, but I will just like make it as fast as possible. If I can get the topic right, is stopping corruption or something. But I know
who is talking? This is the love of this is the voice of the love of my life.
It's about that topic. So corruption in this, especially in this Lagos, corruption is everywhere. I work in public school. When I got the employment, when I get to school in the morning, I sign exactly the time I come. I was now receiving I was now being, warned that no, you can't not be signing this time. I was now wondering, is it not the time I come that I will sign? So I kept signing the time, I get to school. So something happened. You will see people behind me. They will be running, people behind me will be running. Otherwise, it's going to spoil the time, that kind of thing. So, but they scolded me, they talked to me, they quarreled with me, but I just like, we should do things the way it should be done. So, as if that is not enough, we always have this Beckett, the civic terminal exam. These teachers, they like to teach the students in the exam hall. Some collect money, even in senior secondary school, they will collect money. At the end of the day, they want to share it for all the teachers. Then I will tell them, I'm not interested. They don't give me, I don't lunch. And if I'm invigilating a class and you come there, you want to teach them, I will leave the class, I will never come back. You are the one that will finish the lecture. So you kind of know me for it. So that particular teacher that normally do it, whenever he collects money like this, it does not come to my thing. It does not talk to me. It doesn't even call me to it. So I'm not bothered of it because he knows that I will not share the money with them. So what am I trying to say? This recent bracket that the students did, I was, by the grace of God now, I'm climbing, becoming a senior. So I was telling, the teachers that were invigilating that they should stop teaching these students. I quarreled with them. I frankly, I told against it. Do you know what happened? After the exam, when the students came to collect their testimonial, You know that they didn't greet me. I meet the student that wrote Betty. I was not moved. And these are the children that I taught for 3 years. Just because I told teachers not to teach them in the exam hall. So, I don't know. I think we should also be talking to these students, let them know that corruption is bad. Teacher writing exam for you will not take you anywhere, because by the time you want to, by the time you get to somewhere and you want to be interviewed, yes, so, you know. So God will help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Don't
that.
worry, when you get back home, no, I will get you an
Mr.
OBU.
Mr. Tundalero, I don't want to hear your voice. Thank you so much, Ma, for sharing. And you see that part of when they came back, they didn't talk to you. I think when you get to a point where you do good things and you're an ethical person, you chest out some of these things, because people will not like you. They will not even call you for meetings. Just like teachers will keep running when they see you, because they know that you are not going to budge. This one, please, just go and let's just run and write our names. If not, she would write and every other person is late. And so let people know you for that. The greeting that they did not greet you, Shebi is not going to add to your account number, account balance. So some of these things are things that we take in because we choose right. We decide to do things well. And I will always say here in the character room that being an ethical person, being a person of character would drive you crazy. Sometimes you are asking yourself, what's wrong with everyone? Sometimes people will deny you, sometimes people would accuse you of things, but it's left for you to say, I'm doing this not for them, but for me. I just want to live an ethical life. I don't want all the troubles that's going everywhere. They'll be fine. They will come around. I'll tell you, sometimes in the future, these children, when the whole youthful exuberance, they will just, all those things will clear off their eyes. They will come back to say, oh, they helped me, she helped me do this. And because of her, I read my books. Because of her, I did this. So well done for sharing that. And to everyone who has shared. Binta, is this your second hand or your first hand?
Yes, ma, please, my second hand, just 1 minute or two.
Okay.
All right. Okay, what I want just to mention is about the feedback mechanism to rejections. See, at times we might apply for something and we didn't get it. We should not feel bittered. It's just a means of redirection. We understand, because it happened that towards my completion of fellowship at Teach for Nigeria, when I saw Orange Corners, Mr. Tunde might know about this, Orange Corners at Faith Foundation. So I said, let me apply. So I applied, and at the end of the day, I got selected for the 470. From there, I got shortlisted to 30. We had 2 days boot camp, and at the end of the day, I didn't get into the 20s. You understand? For my second business, Winter Farm Fresh Foods. But those journey was just like, I was even thankful that I didn't get it into later. That was later when I didn't get selected. The day they sent out the mail for selection, that was the day I got in for British Council and the King's Trust International for the same Winter Farm Fresh Foods. What happened? I didn't put all my egg in one basket. I believe if this does not work, I can easily do this. And at the end of the day, I was able to see other opportunities around it. But to some persons, they always want to get this thing. This thing say I must get it. So that is when other corrupt practices comes in, that you now tend to do things that you are not supposed to do just because you want to get that thing. If you've tried all your best, you've done everything and you're not getting that thing, see, redirect your energy to another thing that you know aligns with it, or something even better, and you will even be glad that God plans it that way and you're able to take the necessary step to that. So that is what I said I should mention. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Lots of things in the chat. I don't know where Miss Alabinte carried the Mefeli and entered here again. But what we are saying is, let's try as much as possible to do the right thing. And for all the corrupt practices happening around us, we are here in the character room to learn how to break those patterns. And please be mindful that once you start, people will not like you, people will criticize you, people will do all sorts, but you need to stay put because they are observing you as well. They want to see whether you will change your mind, and then they say, this one that started being a good girl, now she has changed. See. But if you are consistent, if you follow through, they will come around. They will know, oh, this is how she plays her game. Oh, she will not budge like this. Oh, she will do this. I remember the time that I would tell my team members, before you give me change, before you give me what I ask you to go and buy or submit what I asked you to do, please give me change first. And then you now give me what you want to buy, because that one is not even important. It's the change that is important. People will think, okay, Flora, you are being a bit mean and all. I said, well, but at the point, everybody understands that you can't, even if it's phone charge, what do you call all these transfer charges, you have to document it. Because first of all, it's not your money. And then the people, the board members, the management team, they are running around getting funds to be able to fund this NGO. So if you decide, oh, there's money everywhere, there is money, so you can just take 200 naira or take 200, it doesn't work that way. What happens is that you need to consistently say, this is who you are, and then let everybody, they will not like you in the first place, Seth. They will just be like, where is this one coming from? Since things that you used to do here. You know, things that the way we used to play and do, check money and do all that. Now this one has come to close the doors. Yes, for a while they will play all that, but you need to be consistent and they will come around. In fact, you will get to change their behavior and they will say, okay, this is not go area any longer. Okay, thanks everyone for being part of this conversation. We'll continue next. We'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. We'll round up this conversation around rice. And then we'll think about what November would look like. We have lots of things being planned out. Stay tuned and please invite other people. Our character room advocacy is still going on. Please remember to share our videos and remember to invite people to join us. Here is a community of professionals and non-professionals, people coming together to see how we can grow a better Nigeria and a better Africa ethically. So invite other people, the more the merrier, so that we have lots of character champions at every corner of this country. I wish you a good day. Remember not to do anything unethical, and if for any reason you make a mistake, go back, reflect, and begin again. There's always time to do things better. Have a good day, everyone. And bye for now.
I love you, Madam Flora. Have a good day.
I love you. Bye. This is my voice today. Oh, well.